Okay, guys, so I know you might think, well, what's this about? And why does it ask the question that it's asking? Well, because it's kind of interesting, if you will. Now, we know that back in 2021, they released the first Paw Patrol movie simultaneously on Paramount Plus and in theaters. And the reason for that was because we were still kind of in the COVID phase, but we were slowly getting out of it and everything. Mostly to the point that you could go back to the theaters, but there was some limitations and everything. And seeing as though people will still kind of like unsure about that, a lot of studios basically decided that, well, if we have a streaming service connected to us or partnered with us, we could, dump our film, on there, or we could go to places like Voodoo, if you will, or Amazon Prime, wherever, and release it there under the banner of theater at home, for a price, and everything. And Paw Patrol, the first movie, fell under that category of being basically released theatrically and on streaming, courtesy, like I said, Paramount Plus, as well as I think around the same time too, purchased for theater at home if you didn't have Paramount Plus. Now, this time around, however, according to reports, this movie will be, as it says right there on the poster, only in theaters. This will only be in theaters. And the premise basically has the Paw Patrol basically getting superpowers courtesy of a meteorite that fell to Earth, and apparently the villainess, who I think is voiced by Serena Williams, I believe, because she's going to be a voice in this film, basically is the reason the meteor came to Earth, and basically she was meaning for it to come to her and give her those powers and everything. So it looks like that's what the story's going to be about. It's kind of, some people have compared it to being like Paw Patrol crossing over with Power Rangers and everything, because the characters have all these different kind of powers. For example, Sky here is going to have the flight and strength, and apparently, according to Wikipedia, if you believe Wikipedia, she's going to be the main protagonist of the second film. Just like Chase was the main protagonist of the first film, apparently, she is going to replace Chase as the new protagonist of the second film. And if you're into voice actors, Lily Bartlam, who voiced her in the series in the first film, is going to get replaced by McKinney Grace. McKinney Grace is going to replace her as the voice. But apparently she's going to have the main protagonist role here in the film, and she's going to have the power of flight and strength. Let's see. Now, Liberty, who is the new character that came out in the first film, is going to be back. She's part of the Paw Patrol in Adventure City, that's what it's called, and is the leader of the Junior Patrollers with her mighty pup power of stretching. Even though, here's the thing, even though in the trailer it does not show that she has any powers. I think she's going to get them later on, and this could be based on a toy that got leaked out, because one of the premises of these kind of films is basically what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, the premise of these films, even going back to when I was a kid with Transformers and G.I. Joe and GoBots and all that, basically is to sell toys, not just to tell a good story or a decent story, but to keep kids and all that entertained, but to also sell toys. So I'm assuming that her mighty pup power of stretching is not even though it's not seen in the trailer, is what I'm trying to say. Even though it's not seen in the trailer, apparently got leaked out maybe because of a toy scene, on the, I guess you could say, display on the floor displays at conventions and all that or something. So I'm assuming that's basically how people know about her power and everything, because of a leak a leak viewing of a toy, with her power of stretching, of elastics, of malleability, if you will, elasticy. So in other words, she's going to be Elastic Pup, if you will, or the mighty Elastic Pup, if you want to look at it that way. And apparently, that's going to be their team name, with them having the powers. They're going to be known as the Mighty Pups. Not just the Paw Patrol, but the Mighty Pups. Now, Chase, who is a German Shepherd, like I said, was the main protagonist of the first film, is going to have the power of super speed. Kim Kardashian, she's in it. She's going to reprise her role as Dolores, a sassy poodle who keeps on working in an animal shelter. So she's going to be back for that. Northwest is Minnie, a Pomeranian, who is one of the members of the Junior Patrollers. Saint Rest. Chris Rock is going to be there. He's got a role in there, cameo role or whatever it is, as a kitty that gets the crystal. We kind of see that at the end of the trailer. James Marsden is in there. Kristen Bell. We don't know what roles they will have, but they might have something. We have Finn Lynn Epp as 10-year-old boy who serves as the leader of the Paw Patrol. Okay, Finn Lynn Epp as Ryder, 10-year-old boy who served as the leader of the Paw Patrol. Lee Epp replaces Kai Harris from the series and Will Brinsman from the first film. And if you're wondering why are they changing out the voices and everything, is because originally the people that the kids that voice them are getting older. So as you get older, your voice, whether you're a male or a female, and I say that with all due respect, no offense, your voice changes. You go through different changes and everything. So by your voice changing in a way, especially as a boy, especially when you're going through that change, puberty, if you will, basically that takes away any opportunity you would have to continue a role that you've had from a voice acting perspective that you've been known for. So you got to get replaced. So basically that's what Finn Lynn Epp is going to do. Okay, so you have Ron Pardo coming back as basically the Paw Patrol's arch nemesis, Mayor Humdinger, who is the arch nemesis from Foggy Bottom, and Adventure City, and everything, who escapes prison and teams up with Victoria Vance, and everything. And Victoria Vance is the new villain, the main villain here. And I'm trying to see. Okay, so it's not Serena Williams. It's going to be, because I'm thinking maybe Serena Williams is going to be the voice of the villain. No, it's going to be Chadra P. Henson and everything, who's been in several films, including Baby Boy and everything. So, yeah, you're going to have a lot of characters. You're going to have a lot of people reprising the roles, some not, and everything. So, okay, continuing on, you have, as far as the Paw Patrol team goes, you have Marshall, who's going to get the power of fire. And they say that Kristen Corin replaces Kingsley Marshall from both the series and the first movie, as well as reprising his role from the series. Okay. So yeah, again, another voice change there. Callum Schnucker as Rocky, mixed breed, of the team's recycling and handyman pup, also likes to eat and all that. He gets the power of levitation. And all that. Oh, wait a minute. No, he's not the one that likes to eat, but he's a mixed breed, but he gets the power of levitation. Zuma is going to be voiced, again. Going to be voiced for the first time by Nilan Patharpan, who's an aquatic rescue pup with the mighty power of water. So he can turn into water, stuff like that, and everything. And the voice actor replaces Shalyn Simmons from both the series and the first film, and Jordan Manzillan from the first film. And it says that Patharpan previously voiced AI from the Big Truck Pup subseries. And then up here, this is Rubble. This is the one I was talking about. He's going to be back, and he's going to have the power of a wrecking ball. He's going to be able to, bash into things and all that. It says, Hand Spiker reprises his role from the show Rubble and Crew and replaces Keegan Hedlund from both the series and the first film, and Lucien Duncan Reed from the series. So yeah, again, a lot of the Paw Patrol voice actors, of the main team, is going to be replaced because, again, kids are growing up and stuff, and things like that. Now, the premise, apparently, according to Wikipedia, the premise is this, and I quote, "All her life, Skye has felt like she has been underappreciated by her friends. Eager to prove she can be an asset to the team, she gets a chance when a magical meteor crash lands in Adventure City. This gives Skye, Chase, Liberty, Marshall, Rubble, Rocky, and Zuma superpowers. In order to steal the pup's powers, Mayor Humdinger escapes from prison and teams up with a meteor expert named Victoria Vance to steal the pup's crystals." So, yeah, that's the premise. And again, that's why they're saying Skye is going to be the main protagonist of the second film, just like Chase was the main protagonist, main focal point of the team in the first film. Now, here's where things get interesting. When you look at the trailer, and everything, it feels like, it's going to be a little bit more edgy. Now, I know that's weird to say about a Paw Patrol film and everything, but it definitely feels like that. It definitely feels like it's going to be a little bit more edgy, and it feels like they're trying to grow up. I know that's crazy as it sounds, but it feels like they're trying to grow up the Paw Patrol. They are. It feels like that. It feels like what Cal Bunker, Bob Ballin, and Shane Morris are trying to do, with the story, and what Cal and Bob are trying to do with the screenplay, is they're trying to grow up the Paw Patrol, not just for an older audience and everything, but I'm assuming to expand on the world, like basically take it out of what is known as that Nick Jr., Disney Jr., Nick Jr. Bubble that it's, encased in, and let it just go out and be what it could potentially be, outside of the limitations that, the limitations, I should say, that it has as a Nick Jr., Disney Jr. series. So I could see just by looking at the trailer that that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, they're trying to burst that bubble they're in and basically give it an opportunity to, spread its wings and be more, ladies and gentlemen, than what it's limited to, and that's being like the young, targeted demographic of pre-K to, I would say at the latest, 5th grade demographic. So I think that's what they're trying to do, because I think, going back to what I said in the previous video and everything, as I've mentioned before many times, they look at something like Paw Patrol and they're like, this could really, be more than what it is if it had a chance to really spread its wings and be able to do things and have the characters say things that, normally they wouldn't say, under a regular Nick Jr. banner and everything. They see that potential, that it could be more, that it could be, more, that it has that potential, that untapped potential to really draw in a more older demographic, like MLP did with Friendship is Magic. Because when we look at Friendship is Magic, and even Make Your Mark, those originally, Friendship is Magic, and up till recently with Chapter 4, Make Your Mark were always looked at as mainly for the younger kids, for the pre-K to maybe at the latest 6th grade demographic, and that was it. And that beyond that, it didn't, it wouldn't matter, that nobody would care. But what happened, the moment, as I said in the previous video, the moment Friendship is Magic hit its stride with Season 4, based on all the potential it showed with Season 2, Season 3, Season 1, and the episodes and finales there, The moment it got an opportunity to spread its wings outside of what Lauren Faust originally planned and really just build upon it and evolve and become the pulp culture phenomenon it is, it gained a fan base that went beyond its targeted demographic. It gained a fan base that, incorporated, that encompassed and incorporated fans that are around my generation. Fans in the 30s, the 40s, early 50s, late 20s, you name it. It encompassed those fans to get behind it and support it. And a lot of those fans, believe it or not, through places like YouTube and all that, and through, being prominent members of that fandom, have gone on to have successful careers because of that, by doing reviews of the show, by creating OCs, expanding, the MLP OC characters into reviewing things outside of MLP. They've gone on to make a living, if you will. And it's all because of the fact that, the people behind Friendship is Magic, seeing the reaction that even the adults were having, decided to take a chance with season 4, spread the show's wings, and let it just do what it's got to do. And the rest ended up being history in a very positive manner. And to me, I think that's what people like Kyle, Kyle and Bob and Shane with Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie are looking at. They are looking basically at trying to go that direction, expand into that demographic. Because yes, the characters are pups and everything, but I think they realize that, well, just like kids, these pups are going to have to grow up. Or at least the tone of the show, the tone of the atmosphere has got to grow up with the kids that are watching it. So I think that's why when you look at this film, and everything, you look at it, and you look at, the trailer basically for it, you can definitely feel that that's the direction they want to go in. Now, did they try to go in that direction with the first film? Yeah. But it still retained a lot of what made Paw Patrol appealing to a younger demographic. To the, demographic that it was always targeted at. Here, I see them wanting to go beyond that. I see them wanting to get, into that audience, into that, area that I mentioned, Friendship is Magic and even Make Your Mark, and other shows originally meant for a younger audience has ended up, expanding into and thriving. And I think they want to do the same with Paw Patrol, as crazy as that sounds. And I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised because the first film got a G rating, which, nowadays is rare. It is rare, but it's still possible. Here, though, I don't see that happening. Yes, you could say, oh, if you're... Now, okay, let me rewind here. Okay, now, I know you're thinking, wait a minute, Brian, are you alluding to the fact that this could get a PG rating? That's exactly what I'm alluding to. Now, I'm not saying it will, because I know some of you might point out that it's Paw Patrol. It's puppies. It's not going to happen. They would never do anything like that. And you'd be right. You'd be absolutely right. But if what I'm getting, vibration-wise, just based on that trailer, I would not put it past the MPAA, or the MPAs it's now known, to give it a PG rating. I would not put it past it. I would not put it past it to give it a PG rating. Because when you think about it, there's more action and adventure in this, and more peril, if you will, if you want to look at it that way, than the first film. So why not basically, look at that if you're the MPA and be like, yeah, we could give this a PG rating. Why not go there? And maybe that's what Carl and Bob and Shane want. Or mostly Carl what's his name? Brunker? Carl Brunker wants? Not Carl, but Cal Brunker wants? Maybe that's what he wants. Maybe that's what he's hoping for. That this will get a PG rating. Now again, let me be real with you. I don't know if it will get a PG rating, but I would not put it past the MPA based on what they saw in the first trailer, based on what they may get in the second trailer, if there's a second trailer. I would not be surprised if we end up getting a PG rating put onto this film. Because let's be honest, Even though a G rating is more than likely to happen, for this film, I would not be surprised if it gets a PG rating to make it more appealing, not just for the young kids, but for the older audience that, in my opinion, I think Cal Brunker, Bob Barlin, and Shane Morris want to go after. I would not be surprised by that. I would not be surprised that if it gets a PG rating, because maybe that's what, again, Cal wants to happen so that it makes it more appealing to an older demographic. Because then if a PG rating is added to this movie, it'll get that older demographic curious, being like, whoa, what's going on in this Paw Patrol movie that's warranting the MPA to give it a PG rating? It'll get the curiosity up to want to go see it, just to see maybe, okay, what warrants a PG rating. And again, I think when you look at the trailer, it definitely feels like that's what they want. That's what they're hoping for. Because of the more action adventure, the more perils and everything going on, in this movie. And it almost got tongue-tied there. And the fact that it looks like one of the main villains, the Victoria Vance lady, is trying to basically, I wouldn't say, kill, but basically injure the Paw Patrol and their human friend Ryder. So to me, I think when you look at the trailer and everything, and maybe the future trailer that comes out, I'm not going to be surprised if that basically gets the MPA to be like, okay, we could put a PG rating on this. And maybe, like I said, that's what Cal, Bob, and Shane, and maybe the creator of Paw Patrol is hoping for. Keith Chapman. Maybe that's what they're hoping for, to appeal to that bigger demographic. Because, again, curiosity will get the best of that older demographic, because they'll be like, well, what warrants a Paw Patrol movie of all things to get a PG rating? And they're going to want to check it out. They're going to want to see that. And I think by doing so, that's going to hopefully, in the eyes of Cal and Bob and Shane, not only draw in, a decent-sized audience to the theaters out of curiosity as to why a Paw Patrol movie it gets a PG rating, but maybe by watching the film, it'll make it, it'll create that intrigue to put it on the, I wouldn't say same level, but almost equal level to what Friendship is Magic and Make Your Mark had, when they started to hit their stride and really be more appealing, mostly Friendship is Magic, more appealing to that older demographic of teenagers, young adults, and all that. And that way, by becoming more appealing to them, they can expand outwards and allow the show and the characters to grow beyond just being, like I said, a Nick Jr. Pre-K to, at the most, 5th grade targeted show. But, like I said, I could be wrong, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here when we get another trailer, which I think we should be getting another trailer, a month before the film comes out, because it's scheduled to come out on September 29th, only in theaters, so we'll see what happens. But, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Live chat during the premiere, where in the description, I will admit, Superchats will be open if you want to check those out. But, guys, give me your thoughts. Do you think maybe I could be wrong about this and we're just going to get a G rating with it? What are your thoughts overall? Do you think the trailer will encourage, the MPA to maybe give it a PG rating, like maybe Cal and Shane and Bob want? Let me know. Comment below. Live chat during the premiere. Like the video. And until next time, guys, check me out on my other outlets.